Yeah, that's some stuff.
I will call the meeting to order. All rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty, justice. I will make a motion to accept the workshop dated January 29th as written. Second. All in favor? I'll make a motion to accept the select board meeting minutes from February 3rd as written. Second. In favor? Thank you. There's another one good as mine. We'll go.
No update. No.
We have no ADA update this week. Still waiting on contractor for that door. Kenny, one took out all the thresholds. ADA training is next week.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Is that Tuesday? Wednesday? Next Tuesday.
Yeah, we have ADA training, so we should be good. All right. Heads. Straight.
So I've been in touch with the elections office this past week, and they've sent the updated 2026 voter registration cards today, along with the new 2026 enrollment options posters. And the nomination papers will be available on March 2nd.
Perfect. What do we do?
When they'll be back?
Yeah.
April 9th.
All right. Give something away. Yeah. On at April 15th.
April 15th.
Yeah, why not? Why the 15th? Ninth is Thursday, the 15th, so.
Sure that we can do it on 15th.
I thought it was 45-day open grace. I thought.
I'll check on that tomorrow. Okay, count that.
You both these folks. She should be good on this too. Max collector.
I got nothing this week. I have no good stories.
No.
That's it.
You don't want to take anybody's money. They're here now. Perfect time. Oh, you know what? We need to raise money. Why don't we charge admission? to select boards?
Oh, okay.
Okay. ACO.
Well, it's a big kind of road, it's found dog up on Ponsford Road, and I started trap up on Dugway. Somebody's got something in the garage, and we're trying to catch it, he's tearing down the ceiling.
Oh, I've seen a lot of possums out lately.
I think it's possible, I think it's, I think I guess we'll do that as well.
Yes.
Encourage the little creature.
I have noticed a lot of possum. That they're everywhere. And I'm kind
And
of
porcupine
surprised.
are out right now too.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that possum people are just as cold as it's been.
Possums are year round, they don't care.
It's good for out.
Oh, which kitties are out already? Oh, it's a sign of spring.
Yeah,
Those kitties. So,
that's it.
Chief, what you got?
Yeah, we get 3 motor vehicle accidents, 3 medical calls, 4 fire alarms, and 4 mutual aid calls to Denmark. Today I finished up the budget worksheet, submitted it to the USDA to start our funding to be released. I need to verify that you are going to sign the papers for all the stuff coming in.
Fine.
Yes, okay. It's chairman of the board of selectmen,
Yep.
and Lynn, if you try to really double check that. Correct.
What they say about the auditing process?
I haven't said
In
that.
process, audit process.
They haven't said.
They haven't said anything?
No, this is just starting to release the funds. This paperwork I did today, that's starting to start to get released to the money.
Okay.
To the county. And we did meet with USB on Friday, the 13th, you have to have the report on that. Last night, we did 55 training with Denmark. We had 8 people. I've been working with the Mount Washington Valley Fire Chiefs on the disaster bill in the spring, lots of accidents. And I just have to think, you don't have a box, do you? An old one that people fill.
No, I scrap. I got a short one.
Yeah,
I scratched you too.
You ready to jump on?
Actually, Kenny Harmon, little Kenny Harmon's got one. Let me talk to him.
Yep. So we just starting the process now. And I also met today with the New Hampshire Emergency Management for cross-border emergencies. We'll be meeting quarterly now. Because we are in close proximity, so he says we can cross borders with some.
So you've mutual aided the conduit before, I thought.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, but this is the emergency management.
Oh,
Totally different. Yeah. Go to the meeting with them today and met with their FEMA rep and all that stuff in New Hampshire. I think it's a good idea that if we have a natural disaster, maybe disaster, let them over help out, or we can help them. And I looked at the ham operators and I am one, so.
hey, now, when we did the FEMA designation down here at the transfer station, remember that for debris?
Them the debris,
Will that count with those guys too? To
no, they have their own testimony.
okay. Sweet.
You didn't get to see it this morning.
Yeah.
Now we have gone off the, by the, lines there,
Yeah. Who they call?
Scotty County. You have to get that loose road, it's time. You got that rotation there, don't get that. Don't get it.
Scotty's a good boy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, I told the guys, if you got any passwords, you can really go left on the road. Think that tree something.
Sweet. Health officer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a quick reminder, next week, Monday, 4 o'clock in this very room, Safety Committee will be meeting. I believe I've mentioned it to a few people, but I will let you as a board know. Now, I was looking through this booklet warming centers guide. And I saw that they suggest that the people who volunteer at the warming centers have a few different type of classes with it. And I couldn't help but notice that one of them is bloodborne pathogens, which happens to be one of the subjects that we will be having presented here in this room come later in March. So I've already taken the liberties to invite some of the folks that were involved in our warming center already, and they can pass the word on to anyone that's come on. They're welcome. I will make sure their presence is known to the instructor, so she can maybe even make sure that she does it the way that will make the most sense to everybody in the room. I'm also busy with this material that I'm gathering, hoping that I can present it to the Board of Selectmen and that they will transfuse it into a policy and procedure for gathering water samples for the town of Brownfield, not my house, but for this building and the transfer station, etc. I think we need to have an outfit that we deal with. I think we need to know exactly when they're coming, and we decide that. I think we need to know what it is they're going to report back to us, and we especially need to be able to understand what those things mean. Sometimes you look at the reports and it will say sulfide and calcium. Well, that's good. Is a lot of calcium good, or is you want 000?
I thought calcium was good for the bones. That's why I drink them.
Healthy teeth, strong bones.
Well.
You'll see. Anyway, I'm going to gather up as much information as I can. As a matter of fact, I talked to a guy just the other day who works for a water outfit, and he said that he would, if they're the ones that are chosen to help us do this, he would gladly come in and do a presentation, a class on the types of reports that you can ask for. You can get a big long one, or the one that the state recommends, whatever. It can be up to us. He also said that they're busy right now working with the entities. He said the Hiram Fire Department, as well as the town of Hiram, because they're either thinking of starting or they've already started their own warming center, and they want to have a water program that they can rely on, so that they know that the water that they're using for that is okay, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll need a couple more days, a few more phone calls, and I will give the information that I gather to Patty, and she can pass it on to you guys, and you can hopefully turn it into a policy procedure.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up tonight, because I just talked with Patty about that this morning. Yes, it's policy. And work with Miss Patty, because the way it's going nowadays, it needs to be a yearly test, because it's just lawsuits and claims.
Yes.
We don't need the headache. I'd rather spend a little every year to ensure that.
Well, this guy says
Just happened, just recently happened. There was a question about the water at the community center.
yes.
And the test was proposed. So, but it doesn't take long for it to go. It's
Haven't we just done some water sampling? 2, 3, 4 different places.
Miss Patty took them up today.
Okay, super.
But I would prefer, instead of policy, yes, 100%, because then it's a yearly occurrence.
Yep.
And there's no, well, what year do we do this?
And where
there's
are
a
the
change of-
results?
Yeah, there
That's the one
are
that
a
makes
change
me
of
crazy.
people
He's got-
often.
he's-
So, if we contract with a company to do it yearly, it's a contract. The treasurer's gonna know, because she's gonna have to cut the check. Oh, yeah, hey. You know,
So 5 buildings done. He wanted each one of them done on a yearly basis. It could be $1,000 up to 1,200, but he didn't want to make it any more secure than that.
5 buildings.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4. Should be only 4.
4, okay, well then cheaper than that. Okay, but I'll get things going with,
In the future would be 5. You guys are doing artesian down there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So until the new one comes up, we would do 4, and then it would turn 5 once we own the building. Yeah,
very good. Thank you.
thank you. I got anything from code? Public Works?
Cliffy's mother had an episode. Oh, yeah, she's down there. But wherever she lives.
Yeah,
Lives
yeah,
on that
wow. And trip down there. You check on
line. Did I check on
it? Will you check on it?
Yeah.
Sure you should.
it? No,
School board, Miss Egan.
So, at our last meeting, we reviewed and adopted the school board policy on instructional materials and the challenge form that goes with it for instructional materials and library materials. I would say that the most important concern raised was the intellectual freedom paragraph in the policy. Public came and spoke about it, and to make a long story short, we ended up passing the policy as it is written now. You can view that on the school board website if you are interested. Or I have a copy of it if you want to see me afterwards. We now have a public communications committee, and they're going to start a social media page to better inform the public beyond the school community. And the board now formally votes on who can report out at the select board meetings. I was voted the rep of the Brownfield. So if you have any beef with that, goes forward. We also are dealing with the transportation issue that some of you have probably heard about with the special ed student. And the bottom line is we changed the company who transports our special ed students. They were fired, and special ed staff are serving as drivers for those students until we can solidify a contract with another provider. And the board also made the decision to enlist an external team to review our procedures and recommend improvements for the whole special ed transportation issue. That we had 2 options. One was to hire a law firm, not our own lawyer. That would cost up to $30,000, so we said forget that. And instead, we're having a group pulled together who are administrators, transportation coordinators, special ed admins from other districts who are retired, and ask them to review our procedures, just to be sure we're not missing anything. Our next meeting is March 11th at 7 o'clock at Molly.
May I ask, I'm a bit confused about when you've been selected this. So if someone here at a meeting like this gets up and says, well, Tuesday night, the school board said that, are we all supposed to turn around and say, you shut up, you can't speak?
No, it's, some select boards have reached out to the school board to say they would like someone to give updates at select board meetings, either quarterly or monthly.
Okay.
So the school board has asked people who are representing that town if they would do it, if the select board requested someone to report out, and if they're willing to do it. They want to make it official. Chad?
Just, I was gonna touch on Terry's point. She wasn't the one that was voted in. They did one at Denmark, one at Suncook, and there was another one that was voted in to represent an answer to the select board.
Yeah, Stowe.
So,
Stowe.
yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Public safety? I mean, Dick, you pretty much covered it.
No. Sort of kind of. So as Vicky mentioned, we finally met in person with Nathan and Bill from USDA. They'll be our 2 main contact points for USDA RD, rural development, throughout this entire process. Hopefully they don't
get fired or change. We've actually met them. We don't know who they are.
No, this is the third set of people, right? Yeah.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, at least we can keep the same people throughout. So it was a good meeting. It did not go completely the way we would like. So we kind of have to go back to the drawing board. We're not at a complete square one again, but we got close. So it's definitely gonna add several months back onto our bill process. We will have to hire an architect separately from the builder, whether we do a design build process or we do a design build process. Both of those scenarios, architect, there's some nuances to it, but an architect has to be separate from the builder. Put it as simply as possible. But we got a lot of questions answered, which was good. We had a lot of questions. They were pretty personable with the exception of federal guidelines. They can't change them. They're not going to change them. They're not going to try. And so we kind of have to do what they tell us to. One of those being is the environmental survey, which was because of the paperwork Dickie submitted today was 100% approved, something. And so with that is the bats that we waited for last year. The re-up deadline is April 15th.
Midnight, April 14th.
Midnight, April 14th. So April
So
15th.
it's all good, buzz that lot before
got all the
14th.
We got permission today to clear the law. We just cut the trees.
Okay.
To get them done.
So at the moment, all we have to do is cut the trees before April 15th. So April 14th,
Well, if you're gonna have somebody come in and
11:59.
whack the trees, have them stump it at the same
No,
time.
we can't. We got to have the environmental study done first. But they want,
For the stump,
Yeah,
that's what he told me today.
I know, good waste, huh?
It's a crazy way they do it.
So with that said, as I wrote to Patty and also he forwarded you guys, we're asking you to approve up to $50,000 to clear the lot. Dickie has some bids in. I don't know if he was gonna get another one today. Should be another one anyway. That we'll be discussing at our meeting next week. And may negotiate as to which of those is available to at least get trees on the ground by April 14th. The rest of the clearing, stumping, whether they can do it all at once, great. If not, if all they can do is get trees down at the moment, that's kind of all we care about, is getting them down before April 14th. The design process is still going to take months. There's civil engineering, site plans. We're going to do boring and all that stuff before we can actually really do much. But that will be a process kind of ongoing. So that's the one thing. Joe's in contact with some civil and site engineers that will hopefully talk about a little bit what they can offer us in our meeting next week. And then it'll be just an ongoing process and figuring out architect deal. We're still not 100% sure Jewett will want to do it the way that the feds want it, because it's outside of the way that Jewett works. And if they don't want to do it that way, then no, they don't have to. We don't have contracts on them, so they can say, no thanks, they got plenty of work to do. And then we're still gonna have to go out talking about architects, so.
Did they tell you couldn't tip the trees over with the stumps on them, that they had to be cut off the stump?
No, they just have to
Trees that fall down with its,
fell, cut, whatever. On the ground.
fair enough.
As far as I know, that's what it is.
That sure makes stumping easy.
You want.
Yeah, it's the way I knock them down.
So with that, that's pretty much it. In a in as much of a nutshell as I can for the moment.
When's the next?
So we have a meeting Monday, next Monday, 6 o'clock here, barring a giant snowstorm that may or may not happen. So at the moment, we're just asking for the approval to spend out of the public safety building account. I mean, it's already sitting there, and we'll figure out the company on Monday, and if we can get a company that'll come in and do it before April 14th.
The way the grant works is that we have to spend our money first
Yeah.
before they release the funds.
So it'll be our money anyway, for $960,000, but for $66,000.
966.
It's our money first.
You got no ways to do it now.
What's the, what are the bids we got right? How much are the bids we got right?
They range from 30 to 50,000.
That's for full clearing, that's trees, stumping and rough grading.
Also,
Two. So 30 grand? Okay, come on.
Careful like the wish for, bro.
Hey, the government goes to the lowest bidder.
Mhm.
The government goes to the lowest bidder. All right, what,
we'll be discussing it on the 23rd.
yeah, Monday.
Yeah. We're gonna do it. Cause their price for the whole build, bid,
Design bid
that's that price.
is their preference, there's a little less paperwork involved. They will do design build, but there's more paperwork, there's more approvals. And some red tape.
Well, Dickie needs something to fill his time.
You know, it's tough when you work with the dollars, you gotta look at the zeros. Not good on.
Lynn does it every day.
I don't see that kind of, I see it all. That big numbers.
All right, that's in public safety building line, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll make a motion to expend up to 50,000 out of the public safety building line for the lot clearing, dependent upon the committee presenting the selection.
The bid selection. Fair enough.
Good. Any discussion?
No,
All in favor? Nope.
Terry, do you have a
Yeah, was there any resolution with the property line dispute?
The library wants to keep their line as is.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna leave it.
Okay,
I'm not worried. The survey was performed. You're talking from a single point to a maximum of what, 15 feet at the end, as explained.
fire, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, the library, they want their boundary left alone.
Mhm.
So I see no need to, I mean, we could administratively do a lot line adjustment on our deed for that property.
Mhm.
Or for,
Okay,
we already have a survey performed. We have our markers and our boundaries. Committee needs to work within that, so.
okay, thanks.
Understand. Communication. Committee. Yep. Comp plan.
So, Steve was going to be there, but okay, I know what he was going to talk about. So ordinarily about every quarter, we give you an update on the latest things with the implementation committee. But rather than work with the whole plan at one time, we thought it might be better moving forward if we do one chapter each time, and not just focus on one chapter at a time. If anybody is interested, the tracking sheet can still be accessed, it's posted on the town website. And we keep that updated, so it's a living document. So if you want, you can go and look at that, see what's going on. Our focus this month was going to be the natural resources chapter. And we haven't done too much along those lines with what's in the plan. But I wanted to read this from the overview of the Beginning with Habitat group at the state. They said between 1980 and 2000, widespread urbanization and scattered rural development dramatically changed more than 1,300 square miles of the state's landscape, an area roughly the size of Rhode Island. In the 1990s, only the state of Virginia lost a greater share of its natural lands than Maine. So given that the planning board is considering zoning and, looking at the broader picture of Brownfield, we thought it'd be a good time to maybe invite some of the staff from Beginning with Habitat to come and talk with the planning board. They offer, I guess, a high level overview. They offer up-to-date maps about everything from water resources in town to high value plant and animal habitats, connections where there's open space for animals to move about the town of Brownfield. They also offer supporting information. They call it conservation assistance. So once the town kind of identifies some focused areas that they would like to keep rural, keep it open space, they provide supporting information that describes the significant natural resources in that area, and then tools to implement habitat conservation. And Beginning with Habitat can assist in identifying private, state, and federal funds to help with land conservation and management. So they feel that using the maps and the tools, it's important to work with the neighbors, town officials, planners, natural resource professionals, bring them all together and start designing a network of wildlife habitat and local focus areas, so that we can say as a town, here are things we'd really like to protect. How can we do that? Is there any way that we can all work together and think about how those open spaces can be preserved? So I guess what we're asking is twofold. Are you okay if we ask some folks from Beginning with Habitat to come and meet the planning board, bring their maps along with them, and kind of lay it out and start talking about a plan to do that? And maybe as a follow-up, have a town meeting where we bring a wider population of folks together to look at this and see if folks want to get involved and interested in doing any of this. So
I'm good with it.
I think anytime you can get free money to do something, it's going to protect an area and make things better.
You gotta make a decision on all the information to get.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Well, we could do a workshop in the community center. Just like we would do an informational meeting.
right.
We can call it an informational meeting and bring those folks on. People can show up for that brief.
Okay.
Just know when you want.
Would you rather do just that, or would you rather them first meet the planning board and then?
I would do the planning board first.
Okay, all
The
right.
planning board, as you stated, they're working on zoning, they work on all the ordinances. So let's get their input first and then see what that group has to.
Okay.
work.
All right, then I'll get in touch with them and with the planning board and see what would work for them, and then we can think about a bigger workshop or information meeting for more people from the town.
Yeah, so there's no one you want
And
to.
these folks are very excited about coming and working with towns, because they do everything at the state level, but when a town gets involved, they really put a lot of energy into it.
Good.
So, all right.
Thank you.
I think a good ally to have in this effort would be the Saco River Corridor Commission,
Mhm.
since they have sway over a lot of the land along the river as it goes, as well as the tributaries and ponds and things. And I'm sure
Are you
They still in
oh,
business?
yes,
You're
And
still,
the commissioner up in Cornish, I'm sure that she would make the time and put in the effort to meet with, discuss with, whatever, when the time comes.
Mhm.
who's the commissioner now? Who's the commissioner now?
Her first name is Sherry. She's been a commissioner for a number of years, and she's in charge of the office up there now and has been for at least several months. But I think with the amount of territory that they have sway over from here all the way down to Benefit, they would fit into this discussion anyway quite well and be able to contribute a lot of information, I'm sure.
And that's a lot of what they stress as well, that you really want regional coordination, because it's not like, animal habitat stopped with the border of Brownfield, so.
Yeah.
And something I never knew is that the Brownfield bog is one of the most ecologically diverse areas in the whole state.
Yes.
So I think the more we learn about that and find out.
Well, that's the outfit you want.
Okay, cool, thanks.
I can run interference for you with those folks if you want. I can pass on things or ask them to arrive at a meeting.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Budget?
Thank you. Tape with the committee. We had our last meeting, February 9th. And now, the selectmen can, or the treasurer, town clerk can work on the warrants.
Perfect. Oh, that email with the minutes? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna put an email.
Well,
out there.
I saw the email out there. I didn't respond to it, but yeah, affirmative vote
Okay.
for me, yes. On the minutes.
Something. Thank you.
Community resilience. See how.
We're one step closer, and the next step is the most important one, because that's when they'll release the money. Waiting for CEB to draw up a contract, and then once they have that, they'll send it to the select board, and then we'll be good to go.
Nice.
And we don't have a timeline yet, but we just know we're closer.
Sweet. Okay. All right, this is a notice of receipt of a tort claim by the town, sledding party incident, February of 2025, that is under legal review. Okay, we've got from the planning board, it's the Housing Opportunity Program Municipal Ordinance Development Grant, which is because of the several changes in law in Maine. We have quite the changes going to be happening to our land use ordinance. Well, this is grant money that offsets that cost for the town, so. We're asking for $15,000. Right. So
Nothing's cheap.
I will make a motion that we do this.
Second.
All in favor? Okay.
Not like you got a choice.
Yeah, we gotta do the changes regardless. And July of 27? Do we have till July of 27 to make it?
27.
Yeah.
2027.
He's got a green. I don't know what the green tags for signature law.
Yeah. And this page right here is how she has the keep, she did that for a minute.
No, we can file this with this report. That way we have this is first or second round, and it's gonna be up to 3 rounds, I thought.
Yes,
For
first
the whole
round,
thing.
just trying to figure it out.
So it's. Guess we. There's only what they're talking about that has to do with housing, so God knows what they're gonna do, they're already in session, so we don't know if this will have an effect too. So maybe we'll have a chance on second round. Okay.
I don't know if that should be included in there. He gave it to me today.
What minutes? From what?
Their last three meetings.
Whose last 3?
See,
It doesn't say that.
His dates listed.
2 December 2nd, December 12th, and February 4th.
he handed it off specifically to him. Maybe that's why it doesn't say it on there.
Well, formal request, Public Safety Building Committee, copies of committee meeting minutes. You gonna give them to them?
Yeah, I am in receipt of that. I haven't typed them, so.
Yeah. Well, February 4th, I mean, that really wasn't a flat out meeting. There was only 3. You didn't have a quorum. So. 3. I don't count. I'm on the select board. And he's
I
not.
mean, the meeting here.
No, the February 4th meeting. That really, I mean, due to what happened, you know, there was a lot of things that interrupted, so that meeting's really defunct. You know what I mean? So, yeah, give them what you want. Let me sign this.
It was just some fluff.
Okay. Mount Carberry landfill. Dated February 10th. Effective April 1st, 2026, your tipping fee for Mount Carberry landfill will increase by $3 per ton for a new tipping fee of $78 a ton. Didn't they just whack us like in December?
Mhm. Was it like
Another
probably
year.
6 months ago they did, yeah. It's
We're going up.
like
It
$3.
was 72 and then it's 75.
Now it's 78.
Time does go by quick. All right, here's what it is. Another one, what do you got? No choice.
Recycle.
Well,
It's even more than.
$130 a ton. Actually, 135, right?
No, it's 130 still, as far as I know.
I thought they were going up May 1st. I thought we got that one.
How does it go? So my brain's crossed.
Okay, in light of Saturday's debacle over at the community center, the fire alarm is out of control. Definitely needs to be updated. I'm going to make a motion to expend $12,625.80 from the capital improvement buildings property line, and have a new fire detection system and alarm put into the community center. And also with this comes the contract for update, inspection, yearly inspection, and 10-year replacement if needed per Maine staff. Second. Any discussion? We have a choice. We do not. We're on a wing and prayer right now. So
Is that a whole brand new system?
everything, sensors and all. Sensors, detectors, some other stuff.
Carbon monoxide too.
I believe so, yes. It's the full gamut for a public building.
You know if it's an addressable system?
I don't know that.
You know, it'll tell you which room it's in if you go to the panel. Ask them, because that's really the up-to-date version of it. It's nice staff.
Yeah. All in favor?
Do you know if he's moving the enunciation panel to the front door or that side door? Or the event?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, the panel that's currently there is gonna be replaced. And everything's gonna go from there, and I believe he's tying it into the security camera system as well. So it'll all be, will be up to date. Because the fire line, as the chief can tell you, is severely antiquated.
This one is zoned,
Yeah,
you just gotta know your zones, you gotta know
Right.
what they mean.
the zone 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the 7, and there's a 6. And it's.
Yeah, the
You
zone,
have 2 panels you're playing with, so,
right. That's because they tag team
yeah.
in the 80s. Sometime in the 80s. So that's one of the big problems over there. The system is just so antiquated. Bob spent quite a bit of time down there Saturday. So,
Thank you for getting him up there.
yeah. Okay. This is from the planning board to the select board. The planning board is requesting that you review the following information regarding a vacancy on the board. At the select board's meeting on January 6th, you appointed Judy Tordo as a full member of the planning board to replace a member who had failed to attend meeting. As a result, Judy's former position as an alternate member is now vacant. We are providing this information in accordance with our bylaws. When there's a permanent vacancy, the municipal officers shall, within 60 days of its occurrence, appoint a person to fill the vacancy to the current fiscal year end, i.e. June 30. A vacancy shall occur upon the resignation or death of any member, or when a member ceases to be a voting resident of the town, or when a member fails to attend 4 consecutive regular meetings, or fails to attend at least 75% of all meetings during the preceding 12-month period. When a vacancy occurs, the chairman of the board shall immediately so advise municipal officers in writing. The board may recommend to the municipal officers that the attendance provision be waived for cause, in which case no vacancy will then exist until the municipal officers disapprove the recommendation. The municipal officers may remove members of the planning board by unanimous vote for cause after notice and hearing. Members of the board have indicated that they would prefer the select board wait until the June elections take place. I concur 110%.
Yeah, I'm good with
What do
that.
you say? Treasurer?
Well, it's not on the calendar.
Because you all didn't put it on there.
I wasn't told to put on the calendar. I did, no, I did not hear it from the office that it was. I just did not know about it, so asked her to submit it to you today. All of the other ones were that way, so I just figured it
Okay.
had to be done.
All right. So we'll fix this right now. If there's mandatory training of any type, and it requires the closing of the town office for this mandatory required training, the town office will be closed
Yeah,
for
very
this
simple.
training. Just put it on the calendar. Please keep us up to date so that we know what's going on. But the training, one being mandatory, it's mandatory for a reason. It needs to be consistent. Bill's doing a smoking good job with it. You ladies are as well, doing a smoking great job with it. Any mandatory training, you're an elected official, you can close this office anytime you want. Okay,
Okay.
Hands down.
yeah. Good for that, sound good, perfect. So you did it.
Thank you.
Well,
That's good to hear.
with the training, the mandatory training,
We ain't always had the best practice in training.
well, not only that, but just the legal part of it. Having the training in is documented. Here you go, folks.
No,
Yeah, accusations can fly,
Yep.
but it doesn't matter. We have the documentation for it. And I do very much appreciate what Bill and you ladies do here in the training. Thank you so. Okay. We have a communication form. Oh. Let's see. Returnables at the dump. Now all the returnables are getting thrown in recycle bin, which we have to pay to get rid of them. How does this make any sense? Please. I
please tell.
please go back to the way it used to be. Again, this makes no sense. How about we send the bill for the extra we ate paying to that one person who complained? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So action be taken none. Okay. I think just so everybody knows, we don't like this any better than anybody else.
No, definitely not.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
All in a row.
Who's gonna cover the, oh, wait, that's March. Who's gonna cover the selectmen's meeting? 24th is a Tuesday.
I'll cover it.
It's St. Patrick's Day. Which is so true.
Oh, good to have a meeting. Got something else to be doing.
So. Just cancel the meeting. Upcoming events, tomorrow at 4 and 4:30, select board executive sessions here. Thursday, 4 PM, communication committee, is that happening here?
Mhm.
Okay.
Have nothing.
No. You like anything? That's not gonna break it down.
You know, long with it, though.
Some smart. Can't stop coming in during the days. Stop coming in during the day. Cheers. Floor is open.
Screen looks great, whoever did the planning and the. Whatever, it's great. Nice job. Very interesting.
Chad.
Just a couple of updates. The warming center event pop-up that we do. We opened it up on the last storm. We had 2 people that came to get warm and stuff, and then they were gone. We've also had one family that keeps asking Jen and I to come down and open so they can get water. Their pipes are frozen. We have told them that the town office is open if they need to get it. Thursday nights would be the best because they're working and they come and get it about 5 o'clock. So I said they can come here on Thursday nights because the town office is open.
Yeah, the outside faucet out here is on all the time, isn't it?
It's off right now because it would have frozen.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not, Mike turned it off because he said it would freeze.
Put a yard hydrant in there, people gonna use it year round. The only thing you got a public works.
We need to, we should. We should have one put in,
Yeah,
because talk to Mike, see how much and when you can do it.
What's it called?
yard hydrant.
A
It's
yard,
self-draining,
yeah.
so you can use them in the winter time.
Oh,
And that would only be for this building, not for the
Okay.
regular, sorry.
all right, I'll email him tomorrow.
Or-
Okay, the Valentine's dance that we had was a pretty good hit. We had roughly 25 to 30 people that were there until the alarms went off. And people started to vacate, but overall, it was a good event. The kids were having a ball with it and everything. We have a benefit dinner on Friday night for the people's house that burned up in Denmark. And we're doing the benefit for the tenants. Hiram is going to, or I should say Denmark is going to be doing, the church up there is gonna be doing it for the owner of the house. So we're taking care of the tenants, they're gonna take care of the owner of the house up there.
I didn't know they had tenants there.
Another thing is, Jen had been online and she is now serve safe. So if we're serving food or whatever, she is serve safe to do that. We've also represented and got extra insurance that covers Jen and I when we do our events. And the town now has a copy of that also.
Perfect, thank you.
And if everything goes right, depending on the snow. We have the sledding party on the 28th. If the town still wants us to do it.
You're renting,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're still good to go.
you're renting.
Okay, anything else?
That's correct.
Oh, there is one other thing. We've had, Bridgeton and Denmark have reached out to both of us. They want to talk to us about how we got the pop-up event going, because they're talking about doing the same thing in their town.
I'll go with that.
The pop-up
The
warming center.
Oh, okay,
They
Yeah.
have reached out and they want to meet with us in March and kind of pick our ideas on what we did and how we worked it.
They want to do it for next year.
For over there in Bridgeton and
I have to comment on that warming center. That is not a sanctioned warming center. I'm the EMA director in town, and I set those up. But you approved the volunteers to do it. I got notified today, even that New Hampshire, EMA said, how can you do that? And I says, I am not. I didn't know this was happening. I said it was done by volunteers. For me to open a warming shelter like that, I have to have a medic. And I have to have a police officer. And I have to have 5 people that are trained to run a shelter. An overnight shelter, that's not sanctioned as an overnight shelter, because you don't have showers. The Red Cross looked at it years ago, and it was a no. The EMA looked at it, it's a no, because it doesn't have showers, doesn't have sprinkler systems. So for me, as the DMA director, I cannot open that unless I have the qualified people. If you guys sanction a volunteer to do it, who gives it, that's why people do it. Yeah, because I'm restricted so bad that volunteers can do this. Just, but I can't help you get things, I can't get stuff from the federal government or from the EMA office because it's not emergency and it's not.
right, it's not a declared emergency.
It's not declared, so I can't,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say, how can I do this? I was at a Western Maine meeting in Norway, and I got Amazon. How can you do that? And I says, I'm not. I says, and I got it today, and it's not common. Same thing, I says, there's even private, they don't open a warming shelter. On an overnight, because they're not set up for a direct center is, but it's the qualified people. So I have to have qualified people to do it.
For declared emergencies.
For declared emergency.
Right.
So I have to get that clear that I heard the emergency management, they're supposed to be doing it, well, we can't. Unless I have all these qualified people and it's declared an emergency.
Well, as part of that whole discussion. Oh, it's quite a few years ago. I think Bill, you were on the board. We had that discussion. Yeah. Yeah, that's declared emergencies. So,
If I have something that, you know, like is bad, is have something up there, but I've done it before, I've opened it 3 times.
Yep.
And I got 1 to 2 people. Tyler Miller was the rep director at that time. And I asked him, I said, the like have.
and even when the line guys,
Yeah, we're gonna have line guys here, but they
Yeah.
didn't show up. They
Yeah.
really weren't supposed to do that, but they did it. Because they needed a place to stay.
Yep.
But I had lined up showers.
Yep.
So that's. I go with me. But I just wanna make that clear that I can't do what they're doing. The way they're doing it, because I'm got it. There we are.
Yes.
we're good.
Just want to state that we're not a shelter. We're a pop-up warming center, but we're all not just there for. Anybody that needs to come in to get warm, we're also there for the community, for like the people who have frozen pipes. So they can come in and get water, so they can continue to live, do what they need to do in the house. So we're not a shelter.
When you run overnight, you are. They,
No.
for us, it's considered a shelter.
Right, under declared emergency,
For me, it's overnight.
right, but for it to be considered a shelter, it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
We're not doing 24 hours.
Or 6 at night or 8.
But for me, if I go in there
Right.
at 7 o'clock at night, it's a shelter. That's what I'm doing. I can't, that's not like that. I'm still like, the EMA director, being the emergency manager, I'm not doing it, and I can't help
Yeah, any of your Carroll County guys got something to say, send them to me.
Well, because they do the same thing. I said it's a volunteer. It's like when approved volunteers to do it.
Well,
Just their main said, well, that's one way around it.
their deal ran out of money. They had to get private donation because they ran out of money. So they can stay right there. Anybody else? Jump.
So when we were at USDA last Friday, we bumped into a fellow by the name of Victor Martinez. And he's involved with a couple programs there, and he gave us information on it. The first one is USDA Rural Development, Single Family Housing Repair Loans and Grants. For the USDA Rural Development, Single Family Housing Programs. And if, don't quote me on this, but I believe if you have a yearly salary of under $42,500, you qualify for a low income. You can apply for this loan or grant. And the repair portion of this is up to $10,000. And the information is here. I'll leave it with the select board. Sure, they'll keep it in the office. And if you know of anybody, who's got a leaking roof and it needs to be fixed, the USDA will entertain something like that. What they pointed out was that if the rest of your house is going to hold up that roof they're repairing, they won't grant you permission for that, which kind of goes without saying. Anyway, there's information here, and if anybody can use it, hey, take advantage of it all you can. So.
Perfect, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, nice change.
No good.
Make a motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor? Thank you, folks. What's up, man? Whoa, what? Name? It wasn't Danny? What up? In the middle of winter, as cold as this.
We get it from